What would you do if the killer of someone who was close to you comes right in front of your eyes, standing like he's innocent? That rage cannot be explained. Today, we will look through some of the many incidents of killers being attacked in court. First up, we have a case of an angry father who leaped over the table in the courtroom and attacked the killer of his daughter. The name of this man is Van Terry, whose daughter Sherelda Terry was brutally murdered by a sex offender named Michael Madison. Madison was later found guilty of killing not one but 3 women, assaulting their bodies and disposing of their dead bodies in trash bags. During the sentencing, Van was giving a victim impact statement in a Cleveland courtroom on Thursday when he suddenly leaped towards Madison sitting across the room. He jumped over the table trying to get to Madison, but was held back by the officers. The officers grabbed Van and dragged him away and out of the courtroom, while Madison is taken to the side. Van's face can be seen drenched in a mix of sadness and rage as he's taken out of the courtroom before the hearing is resumed. Madison is then sentenced to death after being convicted of kidnapping, rape, and multiple manslaughters. But this wasn't the only time the accused was attacked. Check out this next case. In Cedar City, Utah, a man named Tristan Lamorieux was pled guilty for killing his own wife, 19-year-old Misty Lamorieux. Reports say that the couple were having an argument in their apartment when Tristan got angry and hit Misty in the head 5 times. Misty's dead body was found in the bathroom by the police, while Lamorieux was caught fleeing the scene. During the hearing, Lamorieux is watched over by 4 police officers in the courtroom, while the victim's brother, Jason Wilson, is called by the judge to deliver an impact statement. Wilson approaches the podium, glaring at Lamorieux from across as he walks past him, but Lamorieux doesn't seem bothered and begins casually rocking back and forth in his chair, showing no remorse for his horrifying actions. Wilson then begins delivering the statement, but after speaking for a while, he turns to Lamorieux and begins talking to him. However, Lamorieux keeps rocking in his chair, showing Wilson that his emotional words are having no impact on him. Enraged, Wilson begins shouting at Lamorieux, and the officers get more attentive, while Lamorieux still shows no remorse for what he has done. Wilson finally snaps, angrily walking towards Lamorieux and tries to attack him, but the officers subdue him, while Lamorieux is pushed back against the barrier by his lawyer, while a deputy later slams him to the ground, restraining him. The judge orders Wilson removed after he is handcuffed by the deputies, and he apologizes for his sudden outburst before he's taken out of the courtroom. Lamorieux sits back in his chair and begins rocking again, which shows how heartless he really is. Later, he's sentenced to 15 years of life in prison, while Wilson is not charged for the chaos he caused inside the courtroom. Next up, we have the case of 22-year-old Lindy Jones, who was found guilty to murdering 18-year-old Willie Antoine Fields on August 2, 2019. During the hearing of the case, the courtroom turned into a circus after the victim's father tried to attack Lindy, while his wife was giving an emotional statement about her only son, Willie, who was brutally murdered. In the footage, we can see Lindy standing with his attorney, handcuffed, while the victim's mother, Angel Fields, says a few words, sobbing uncontrollably.
That's what they took from me. They took away my only child. It's been so hard.
While her husband, Willie Clay Fields, stands right beside her and consoles her. As a few moments pass, Clay loses his temper and runs towards Lindy, leaping on top of him and shocking him harshly to the ground. Everything happens so swiftly that even the officers are not alert enough to stop Clay before he reaches Lindy, but they later take hold of the situation and restrain Lindy. Lindy tries to snap back, but is taken out of the courtroom by the officers, while Clay's family tries to calm him down. Lindy is eventually sentenced to 35 years in prison, while his brother is given a 6-year sentence.
I'm going to sentence you to the Department of Corrections for a period of 35 years. You'll get credit for the time that you've already served. Good luck to you.
Next, we have a case of a psychopath who killed his ex-girlfriend, leaving the victim's children in a mist of sadness and rage. The accused, named Dale Williams, age 62, had pleaded guilty to aggravated murder in the death of his ex-girlfriend. During the hearing of this case in the courtroom, the victim's family was also present, and the two sons of the murdered woman decided to take things into their own hands. One of them lunged at Williams, who was sitting across the table. The officers tried to stop the attack, but the man was able to grab Williams by his feet. The other son tried to help his brother with the attack, but one of the officers pulled a taser gun, which made the two brothers give up on their fight. Later, Williams was taken out of the courtroom, and his sentencing was postponed, while the two brothers named Anthony D. and Jerome Stewart were arrested and charged with assault, contempt of court, and obstructing official business. Larry Nassar, a former USA Gymnastics national team doctor and Michigan State University physician, was convicted of sexually abusing hundreds of young female athletes over decades. Nassar's abuse occurred under the guise of medical treatment, with many victims being subjected to assault during routine examinations and training sessions. The abuse came to light in 2016 when investigative reporting by the Indianapolis Star revealed allegations against Nassar. This prompted an avalanche of testimonies from victims, including prominent Olympic gymnasts like Simone Biles, Ali Reisman, and Michaela Maroney. During Larry Nassar's sentencing hearing in 2018, Randall Margrave, a father of 3 daughters who were victims of Nassar's abuse, was present in the court. Overwhelmed by anger and frustration, Margraves requested a few minutes alone with Nassar in a moment of emotional outburst.
Grant me 5 minutes in a locked room with this demon.
No, sir, I can't.
Would you give me 1 minute?
You know that I can't do that.
When his request was denied, Margraves lunged towards Nassar in the courtroom, but was quickly restrained by bailiffs before reaching him. Margraves' actions were a visceral response to witnessing his daughter's pain and trauma being laid bare in the courtroom. His attempt to physically confront Nassar was a dramatic illustration of the deep anguish felt by victims and their families in the face of Nassar's heinous crimes. While his outburst shocked many, it also highlighted the intensity of emotions surrounding the case and the profound impact Nassar's abuse had on countless lives. After the incident, Margraves apologized for his actions, expressing regret for allowing his emotions to overcome him. Despite the apology, his outburst underscored the raw emotions and the sense of helplessness experienced by many affected by Nassar's abuse. Margraves' brief moment in the spotlight became a poignant reminder of the human toll of Nassar's crimes and the deep scars left on survivors and their loved ones. With that, we wrap up today's video. Like and subscribe for more amazing content like this one, and leave your suggestions down below. Thank you so much for watching.